The resignation of a hairstylist in Washington state is making some headlines nationwide. She claims she was forced to quit after shaving her head to show support for her sister, who has cancer. NBC's Amna Nawaz has their story.
It's best just to let it come on its own.
Just 1 year separates these sisters, but not much else.
My sister and I have been best friends for as long as I can remember. We've done everything together.
Even cancer. Marisa got her first diagnosis last year, ovarian cancer, stage 3. Just 23, the chemo claimed her hair.
The hardest thing is not what I'm going through, but it's having to watch the heartbreak of the ones that I love.
Big sis Melanie had just beaten cervical cancer. To show her love, she shaved her head.
It meant more than I think she even knows.
2 weeks ago, more bad news. Marisa's cancer had come back.
They told her chemo, and I found my clippers.
But this time, a reaction she didn't expect. Melanie says the salon where she worked said her bald head could make guests uncomfortable, that she couldn't market hair products without hair, and that she'd have to wear a wig.
I decided that I can't just support her 50% of the time. That's not why I did it.
Melanie felt she had no choice and resigned.
I consider myself, my sister, and every bald woman out there to be strong and beautiful.
She posted the letter on Facebook. It was liked, shared, and eventually picked up by local news. Her employer says Melanie's description of events does not fit their culture or values, and that they're now investigating to sort out what happened.
We have no policy that prohibits this. And, if there was a violation of any of our policies, then we will take the appropriate action.
Melanie's job, they say, is there if she wants it. The sisters say they're focusing on the future.
When it comes down to it, you have your family and you have your faith. And if you can't stick up for those two things, then what really in this world are we willing to stick up for?
A bond they'll now rely on for Marisa's battle ahead. For today, Amna Nawaz, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Well, let's get some perspective on this. Star Jones is a former prosecutor and a representative for the National Association of Professional Women. Star, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah.
I guess we should start out by just pointing out there seems to be a little bit of a disagreement about exactly what happened here. Melanie says she was asked to wear a wig, and then because of that, she resigned. The salon says, well, the owners say they aren't sure they even got the paperwork. She's free to come back, and the job is hers if she wants it. What do you think happened here?
I think that this was a failure of process and procedure at that particular salon, and not a failure of core values or policy of the company as a whole. The owner of the company has specifically said, listen, we've actually supported our team members, and I like the fact that they call them team members, in all aspects of their community service or their personal lives or their families' lives. They've actually supported this kind of incident in the past in one of the other salons. So I think what happened was the salon manager and then the human resources and or director, they just didn't follow what the normal policy would have been.
I mean, could an employer legally say to an employee, you are not permitted to be bald? In the hair salon setting, assuming that person isn't sick, but that the baldness is voluntary.
Well, if it were sick, you and I would both know we'd have a problem with the Americans with Disabilities Act. If not, if there's a dress code, if you will, or a uniform that you need to wear, and you know that going into your employment, that's one thing. If, you're in a hair salon, and the hair salon is all about being creative and being funky, and, it may generate conversation with the guest or with the client. So I'm not sure that a salon manager can say, well, we want everybody to have long hair, especially if you got a guy cutting hair next to you and that guy is bald. Well, so what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
It's an interesting discussion to have. Star Jones, thank you so much. Appreciate it.